What's good, world history party people? Welcome to week 1. So now, like I already mentioned in the overview, we're going to be talking about global pandemics, right? And we're going to be looking at some of the diseases that rocked the world and forever changed how people interact with one another. Now, the reason why we're learning about this is not just because we're going through a crisis right now, but because we've gone through these kinds of things before. We can learn from the mistakes of previous generations and hopefully do a better job this time. Because the sad reality is, aside from all of the death and the destruction and the upheaval of people's lives and the tears, when all of that stuff fades, also the memory of these horrible events tend to fade with them. And instead of learning from our past mistakes, we become destined to repeat them. So I'm trying to kind of gear you up and arm you with knowledge of the past so that you can help make good decisions for yourself and your community moving forward, right? So we're going to look at the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. And I'm going to stop calling it the Spanish flu, and you're going to see why in a little bit. But basically, the influenza pandemic of 1918 was one of the first global pandemics, like truly global pandemics, and we'll also touch on the why, but a lot of it had to do with the world was finally becoming interconnected in a way that it hadn't before, and that world has just gotten more connected ever since, right? So that's why I think the coronavirus is hitting us so hard right now, is because of we're so interlinked with the rest of the world. Okay, before you get started, you're going to have to go over some basics because there's a lot of technical terms, right? And I want you to be able to know what it is we're talking about if you see a term in a video. That way you don't have to Google every single time, right? So you're going to start off with the first assignment is doing some basic vocabulary. Then I want you to watch a video and then just make a response to it. It's going over like the beginnings of the pandemic, right? Then you're going to have a writing assignment. It's a small one, answering a few questions and writing a small paragraph based off of a video lecture that I'm going to give you, right? Then the last part is that you're going to actually already start working on your projects, right? One way that people learn information is through looking at data, but looking at it in a way that appeals to them, right? Numbers are boring. I understand that, right? It's up to us to make them a little bit more visual so that people around can see and engage with the material, and maybe they'll learn from it too, right? So I'm going to start you off on canva.com, and you're going to be making infographics for people to learn about previous pandemics so that they can make a comparison to the one that we're going through right now, okay? Good luck.